Matchday 27 in La Liga. EA Sports brought us the game between Real Sociedad and Sevilla at the Reale Arena. Ahead of kickoff, there was a minute's silence in memory of former Real Sociedad player Iñaki Lasa, who sadly passed away the days before this game. It was 10th place Real Sociedad playing host to 13th place Sevilla. These two teams just separated by 1 point, and it was the hosts who had the first chance of the game. Igor Zubeldia, the captain on the night, heading just wide. This corner played in by Sergio Gomez. La Real made quite a few changes to their starting 11, with one eye on their game away in Manchester in the Europa League coming up in midweek, their return game of their round of 16 tie in the Europa League. That being said, they still kept on creating chances early doors in the game. Naya for good, again from a set piece, hitting this one first time, but Orjan Nerland was there to parry away for Sevilla. Real Sociedad coming into this game having won their last 2 games at home, looking to make it 3 consecutive victories for the first time this season at the Reale Arena. Sevilla travelled to San Sebastián having drawn their last 2 games 1-1, and they were already looking like a threat early doors, breaking in transition. That's how most of their chances came throughout the game. Odi Lukebakio was obviously starting in the front line alongside Isaac Romero and Chidera Ejuke, who was making his first start in La Liga since the 20th of October. It was Geraldo Becker, however, who had the next chance for Real Sociedad. A good ball into the box from Sergio Gomez. Nerland coming off his line and able to parry the ball away. Real Sociedad looking for the early opening goal. They had the vast majority of the possession as well in the opening exchanges of the game, most of the first half as well. Ori Oskarsson was the man in charge of leading the line for the Churiurdin, and following a poor pass out from the back from Jose Angel Carmona, he was able to beat Gibril So to the ball, but he couldn't beat Nerland in goal as he just dragged the shot wide. Ori Oskarsson only on 3 goals this season in La Liga. EA Sports looking for a 4th, but only putting the shot wide. As we say, Sevilla mostly dangerous on the counter. Here Saul would pick out Adrià Pedrosa, whose first time shot was kept out by Unai Marrero. The follow-up, though, hit well over the bar by Isaac Romero. Marrero was starting in goal for La Real ahead of Alex Ramiro, one of the whole host of changes, as we mentioned, made by Imanol Alguacil. Real Sociedad had played on the Thursday before this game, the first game against Manchester United. It was 8 changes with regards to that game. One of those, Marrero, who did well to react, as we say, keeping out the initial shot here from Adrià Pedrosa. Lucien Agumet came into the 11 from the start for Sevilla, one of just 2 changes made by García Pimienta from the side's 1-1 draw away to Rayo Vallecano last time out. Here, picking out Ejuke, the other player coming into the 11, but unable to hit the target on that occasion. There was a shout for a penalty here on Naïef Aguerd just before Loïc Badet would clear the ball away, but nothing would be given in favour of the Moroccan centre-half. Images now, though, of the second 45. And in the first minute of the second half, again in transition on the counter, Sevilla would take the lead. Chidera Ejuke with a fine finish, curling the ball into the back post, beating Unai Marrero and scoring just his 2nd La Liga goal of the season. Sevilla winning the ball back quickly. The ball being played by Romero to Saul, and he would tee up Ejuke, who would cut onto his right. Aramburu would give him the, Aramburu, I should say, would give him the space to shoot. And Ejuke did really well to place it out of the reach of Marrero. There were no changes made by either manager at half-time, and just 1 minute into the second period, the deadlock was broken. As we say for Ejuke, his first start in La Liga since October, returning from a very tough injury. Sevilla, though, with this goal, kept on pushing forward. Just a few minutes later, Lucien Aguimer would try and hit this one on the half volley, but the Sevilla midfielder shot would go wide by quite some margin. Geraldo Becker was then picked up by Pablo Marin, but Becker was unable to play the ball across or get the shot away, as it was a good sliding tackle made there by Quique Salas. Aramburu's cross was then parried away by Neuland, and that was before Iman Alguacil, 15 minutes into the second half, made a quadruple change, bringing on Hamari Traoré, Mikel Oyarzabal, Martín Zubimendi and Ander Barrenechea. 4 of the players who are likely to start in midweek in the Europa League, they were brought on for the final half an hour to try and turn this game around. Almost all of the heavy hitters coming off the bench for La Real. And just a few minutes after they came on, Sevilla almost doubled their lead had it not been for the woodwork. Isaac Romero picked out into space by Dodi Luquebacchio. And then Isaac Romero just hitting the post, just fingertips on it from Marrero. But that was a golden opportunity as well. Just as Imanol had made the changes, Sevilla almost doubling their advantage, but it was inches away from going in. La Real tried to push forward. It was Pablo Marin with the next chance. He cut onto his left foot, but as soon as he let fly, his shot went high and wide over the crossbar. Juanlu would come on alongside Sambi Lokonga for Sevilla. The first 2 changes made by García Pimienta. Isaac Romero and Chidera Ejuke, the goal scorer, were the 2 players who made way for the Andalusian side. And despite, as we mentioned, Iman Alguacil making that quadruple change, bringing on more attacking threat, fresh legs, really, they really did struggle to break down Sevilla, who sat a bit deeper after obviously taking the lead. Oscarson here trying to find Mikel Oyarzabal, but ultimately Neuland would make easy work of trying to catch that ball. Agurd again asking for a penalty, and a tussle with Loic Bader. The referee was having none of it. But Sevilla kept true to their game plan and kept on trying to break on the counter. Sambi Lokonga picked out by Luquebacchio here, but denied by a good block from Nayef Agurd. Just a couple of passes and Sevilla would make their way from their penalty area all the way into their opponents. But no second goal here for Sambi Lokonga, who was a doubt ahead of the game, but did make the matchday squad. And to add more firepower for Imanol, for the final 15 minutes, he brought on Take Kubo, the 5th and final change, replacing Sergio Gomez. Real Sociedad trying to get back in the game, but again it was Sevilla at the other one with another chance. Sambi Lokonga with the final header from a corner, although he didn't really know too much about it as it came off Saul's head first. With 10 minutes left on the clock, we saw the first yellow card of the game. It was Pablo Marin, went into the book for pulling down Sambi Lokonga right in the middle of the park, right in front of the referee as well. Real Sociedad nervy, realizing that they were running out of time in their attempt to at least rescue a point. Not a bad ball in here from Barrenechea, looking for Pablo Marin, but it was easily swept away by Saul, who would help out in defense. Sevilla's goalkeeper Nerlin went down with cramp towards the end of the game. A few Real Sociedad fans already making their way out of the stadium before the 90th minute. Sami Lokonga was then shown a yellow card for bringing down Martin Zubimendi. Final change for Sevilla would see Luque Bacchio replaced by Stanis Sidumbo. Fine performance again from Luque Bacchio. Sevilla were looking to close in on 3 points, and Idumbo, with his first involvement, had this shot on target that was picked out by Marrero. Sevilla closing in on what would be just their 4th away win of the season. La Real, though, had a chance towards the end of the game. A good ball in from Takekubo from a set piece. Quique Salas just heading away for a corner, denying Agurd the chance to get on the end of the ball. Final minute of the matchup, and trying to stop Peque, and Sevilla breaking on the counter. Amari Traoré was shown a yellow card. Traoré returning to the Real Arena after spending a long time out with injury, and yet completely catching Peque from behind. The final score at the Real Arena, so Real Sociedad fall by 1-0 against Sevilla.